This video is going to help you a little bit with factoring, with synthetic or polynomial long division, and with the homework we turned in today, or on the homework we turned in on Friday, and then the homework that you're going to be turning in on Monday. I do intend to give a quiz on Monday also, so be prepared for that, and this might help you get ready. So first, the difference of two squares. This is where the middle term cancels out, and we've got two perfect squares, one being subtracted from the other. So what times itself gives you 2x squared, or gives you 4x squared? 2x times 2x gives you 4x squared. What times itself gives you 49? 7. But we want that middle term to cancel out, so it'll be 2x minus 7 times 2x plus 7. So it's ordinary factoring, just where the middle term cancels out completely. And it always has this nice sort of symmetric thing minus something times thing plus that same something. Perfect square works in a similar way. We always want two numbers that add together to the middle number and multiply together to the last number. And with the perfect squares, it just so happens that those two numbers are the same number. Two numbers that add to 14 and multiply to 49, x plus 7 squared. Regular trinomial factoring. This is problem number 15 from page 397. This is the homework you turned in on Friday. Two numbers that add to negative 16 but multiply to positive 48. So if they add to something negative but multiply to something positive, I know both of my numbers are negative. So it's going to be x minus something and x minus something else. And let's see, 12 times 4 is 48. 12 plus 4 is 16. So minus 4 and minus 12 should do. Negative 4 times negative 12 is positive 48. Negative 4 and negative 12 added together is negative 16. So they add to the middle number, multiply to the last number. That's how we factor. Greatest common factor, start with the coefficients, 5, 10, and 5. They all have 5 in common there. So I'm going to factor out the 5. And then with the variables, look for the lowest power. I've got y to the 4th, to the 3rd, and squared. So I can factor out a y squared because there is a y squared hiding in my y cubed, and there is a y squared hiding in my y to the 4th power. So factor out y squared, open parentheses, and then ask yourself this question. 5y squared times what would give me 5y to the 4th? Well, times y squared. 5y squared times what would give me negative 10y to the 3rd? Minus 2y. And then 5y squared times what would give me negative 5y squared? Minus 1. So there's the greatest common factor between these three terms factored out. Alrighty. Here's the synthetic division that we've been learning, and this is number 9 on page 410. This is the homework that you're doing this weekend. You're just going to ask yourself a question similar to what we did here. 5x times what will give me 5x squared times x. X times 5x is 5x squared. X times negative 1 is negative x. And then I'm going to subtract. And this is where mistakes are going to happen if we're not careful. 5x squared minus 5x squared cancels out. It's a zero pair. Negative 21x minus negative x is the same as adding an x. So I'm left with negative 20x. Bring down the positive 4, and then do the same thing. 5x times what will give me negative 20x? 5 times negative 4. Negative 4 times 5x is negative 20x. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. And now we subtract the negative 20x plus 4 from the negative 20x plus 4. And it is, fortunately for us, that's all going to cancel out. Negative times negative is positive, so these terms cancel out, and 4 minus positive 4 is 0, so there is no remainder, and our final answer is x minus 4. Let's see here. For 10 extra points on Monday's quiz, tell me something about famous mathematician Leonard Euler. Don't know how that got put in this stack of papers. Alrighty. Here is page 410, number 7. And you see this, and you can use synthetic division if you want. You can set up a division tree, put negative 4x squared out here, do the division house, and write that long polynomial, and then divide each term individually. Or you can break it down into 4 separate fractions, each with the same denominator, and I really think that's quite a bit easier. 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. X to the 5th divided by x squared, 5 minus 2, is x cubed. Watch the sign trap here. I'm going to be dividing by a negative, so my answer is going to be negative. 24 divided by negative 4 is negative 6. X to the 4th divided by x squared is x squared. Here I have negative 16 divided by negative 4 for positive 4. Careful with your signs. X to the 3rd divided by x squared, 3 minus 2 is a single x. And then again, careful with the signs, negative divided by negative is positive. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And the x squared cancels off completely. Sometimes it can be helpful to add in stuff that isn't there, as long as it's reasonable. Again, page 410, number 10. We've got 12x squared minus 15, and we want to do synthetic division. But we're missing our middle term, so I'm going to add that in and do 12x squared plus 0x minus 15, all divided by x plus 5, and then set up the synthetic division. X plus 5 goes into 12x squared plus 0x minus 15. X times what gives us 12x squared? X times 12x. Multiply 12x times x to get 12x squared. Multiply 12x times 5 to get positive 60x. And subtract. These cancel. 0 minus 60 is negative 60x. Bring down the negative 15. X times what will give you negative 60x? Well, x times negative 60. Negative 60 times x is negative 60. X, negative 60 times 5 is negative 300. Subtract these two. Negative 60 minus negative 60 makes a 0 pair. Negative 15 minus negative 300 really means that I'm adding 300 for positive 285, and that's our remainder. So our final answer will be 12x minus 60 plus 285 divided by x plus 5. And oftentimes when we do polynomial long division, we will have this sort of nifty looking fraction here on the end. That should just about do it. Quiz Monday. Homework due Monday. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email or remind or leave a comment on this video.